Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we have another one of the no item runs on the new stages of Super Battle Road for you guys. Those of you who've been following this whole thing so far, you know the score. All of these were recorded on the first day when all the new stages came out, and now I'm just going through the process of recording the commentary and getting them all uploaded for you guys. So this is the Goku family stage. This one definitely took me a few tries until I figured out just the right team build to use. Once I stumbled across this setup, this was literally like the second or third attempt. So personally, I would say this is the best setup just because it did work so easily for me once I sorted it out. But obviously, there are still many other ways to do this. Like the Goku family stage is, I think, a little bit harder, and same with the Vegeta family. I've definitely seen a lot of people in the comments of the normal runs and the team building guides having troubles with these stages, and I think it's because, just like Pure Saiyans before, the opportunities that you have are so massive. Because like Goku family is probably one of the biggest categories in the game, or at least close to, and then Vegeta family is not as big, but obviously still has quite a wide variety of options. So of course they crank up the difficulty just because there's so many good units that you can use. So we are using the double Super Saiyan 4 Goku leads. He's not the best defensively in Super Battle Road with no items, but he is, of course, slightly better situated than Vegeta because he raises his defense whether you get his 12 key or his 18 key super. And obviously that's going to be a big differentiating factor in these runs. Unfortunately, in this particular setup, we actually can't get enough orbs to even get his 12 key super. And B-Pan in slot 1 decides to not reduce damage, so she's taking quite a bit, but she does come through with the stun on King Vegeta. The reason why I put her in slot 1 is Tech Gohan, who you see going to work here. He's really, really good, especially in slot 1, because if he can get hit first, he gets that nice little attack buff. But the problem is, because he's not built up at all, that was his first turn, I was a bit concerned about King Vegeta doing a super attack in slot 1 and hitting him with the type disadvantage. Whereas obviously if that happened to B-Pan, there's the possibility that she reduces the damage and then potentially heals back a load of that damage from her super attack. So she definitely is a key unit for the run. She can tank, she can heal, she can stun, and she is a free-to-play card, effectively. So she is a very good option. And then this rotation is very, very powerful. This is actually the exact same rotation that we used on the Super Physical Extreme Super Battle Road, using this Super Battle Road LR Gohan and then the Physical Stunner Easy A Goku. Because the LR Gohan, as long as you have any other Goku like on rotation with him, he gets a massive amount of damage reduction. And obviously when it comes to doing no item runs on Super Battle Road, units that have damage reduction are pretty huge. So now we finally have this other rotation set up. The problem with Tech Gohan on any of his teams, let alone Goku family, is his links are a little bit all over the place. So sometimes you have to kind of build the team around him. But I thought a good way to get around this is another unit that I obviously really wanted to bring, because I think he's really high on the tier list for Goku family. I would say he is one of the best super type support units in the game, and that is obviously the STR High School Gohan. So he has a couple of links with the Tech Ultimate Gohan, but the main factor is the fact that he provides Ki as part of his support passive. So it means that both him and Gohan aren't going to struggle to get super attacks, even though they aren't the best link partners. And then they do have a few attack links, so they can work out well together. And then, of course, you see B-Pan here. Anytime she gets additional super attacks, that's just more free healing. She doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but as you can see, we are now in a situation where King Vegeta is stunned, and we are on full HP. So we are going to end the first fight completely on full health. So, and then of course you're going to see, I don't think I even use it here just because I didn't want to waste time. But the key thing with the Super Saiyan 4s on both of these family stages is, I picked up the orbs, I think, just to speed up the Dokkan gauge. Because yeah, you can go ahead and use the active skill on turn 4. So Goku does the 10 times Kamehameha, and then there you go, we do 1.2 million damage for free. And finish off King Vegeta. So he was stunned, so technically any play on that turn would have been fine in order to finish him off there. but I picked up some of the same type orbs in order to start building up the Dokkan bar, because we definitely got through that first stage fairly quickly. Judging by the runs, because obviously when this was recorded, I'd done basically all these runs back to back, so you kind of get used to noticing certain things. And the Dokkan gauge, being roughly where it is kind of where you want to be going into the second fight, because then ideally we can not go too crazy on picking up same type orbs, and then you want to kind of control the Dokkan bar so that it's getting just close to being full as you're finishing off fight 1. So obviously with no attack in slot 1, we don't get any extra bonus for putting Gohan there, so I'm going to target the STR Vegeta here. Obviously the high school Gohan does also stun, or has the potential to stun on super attack, so he's really good. He's got that decent support passive, he's got decent enough stats, and then of course he has damage reduction, and then he can stun, and there you go, he gets the stun on Vegeta. So he takes double digit damage from a normal attack from Trunks, and then only 43k from a super attack, which, you know, at the end of the day, in Super Battle Road, no defensive items active, less than 50k damage from a super attack is all good with me. And obviously the Goku family lead, we got the proper leader, so we got proper 170 lead. We got quite a few LRs on the team, even like free-to-play ones. So as you can see, our overall HP for the team is incredibly high. Like, we're sitting just under 590,000. So when you factor that in as well, taking 40k from a super attack really is nothing. So this rotation definitely working out nicely for us here as well, because the Stunner Goku in the middle, he can be really, really useful. Like, his chance to stun is so high, and he has built-in chance to crit as well, but his defense is quite bad. So obviously this kind of setup is perfect, because he would only have been being attacked by the Vegeta, but he's stunned. Obviously if Vegeta wasn't stunned going into this turn, he's who we would be targeting. And then of course you see there the Youth Gohan, he also has a chance to stun on his 12 key super attack. So funnily enough, he got the stun and the physical Goku didn't, even though I think physical Goku has, like, it's either 50 or 70% based on your HP, or that's his crit chance. He's got super high abilities to crit and stun, but as you've seen before many times, especially with like units like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, even units that have a really good chance to stun don't always come through for you. So this setup is pretty good as well, because we have the ability to put Gohan in slot 1, which means he gets to take a hit and build up his attack. He has super attacked once already, so he has built up his defense, but of course, unfortunately, we do take a super attack. So that still does a reasonable amount of damage, but obviously Gohan guards and double super. That is exactly what we want to see, especially on a turn when his passive has been procced. So you see there 2 massive hits on the physical Trunks, and then failed to stun Vegeta again, unfortunately, but obviously Gohan not really taking much damage from him. And then Super Saiyan 4 Goku getting the 18 key super, has type advantage over Vegeta. So yeah, 3 million damage crit. I believe the friend is Rainbow. My LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku has 3 dupes, I believe. And then yeah, again, this is another one of these situations where having this kind of active skill works out perfectly for runs like this, because both of our enemies are still alive, but they have the smallest amount of health. And so we can use the active skill to just blow away Vegeta, just take him out completely, and then we only have the physical Trunks. And yeah, by the time he even gets a chance to attack, we're going to attack with our LR here. Unfortunately, we can't get a super attack, but we have the Stunner Goku ready to go. And then because of the extra orbs, extra key that Goku gets from AGL and Rainbow Orbs, we can just grab those and give him a super attack. Obviously picking up the same type orbs for a little bit of healing and to push that Dokkan gauge up. And then physical Goku comes through with the stun. So even if we don't finish him off here, we'll be all good for the next turn. So fortunately, because we have 2 very strong defensive rotations, it doesn't really matter. Like on some of the runs, we've talked about how you really want to finish off the fight on certain rotations, so that then when you go into a fresh fight, you have your best defensive rotation as turn 1. But on this team, we don't really have a specific rotation that is better than one of the others defensively. So, and here I'm just kind of doing this for the fun. Like, especially in Super Battle Road, you don't always get to see Gohan transform into Ultimate Gohan. So I thought we might as well go ahead and do it here. Get the finish. Because I think, actually, I don't think I can avoid the Dokkan attack this turn. So I decided if we're going to get the Dokkan attack, we might as well just go all out. So I used B-Pan's active skill as well. So there you go. I guess sometimes you can't quite control it. I guess thinking about it, back in that first fight when I was on full health, I should have just used the active skill with Goku instead of picking up those physical orbs. And then potentially we wouldn't be in this situation where we have to use the Dokkan attack now. So obviously with this team build, it still works out fine. I mean, the fact that you're watching the video, we obviously get this run done. Normally you want to try and go into the third fight and use the Dokkan attack. And yeah, I don't even bother to hit the nodes here because I don't want it to take any longer than it needs to. Because even without hitting the nodes here, like Gohan is kind of built up already. He's transformed, so he does a reasonable amount of damage, finishes off Trunks, and then we were pretty close to full HP anyway, so it's not like we really needed the heal. And so here we are on full health going into the final fight. So obviously on this team, like, we have units that could deal out pretty significant damage, and I guess we do have an int enemy on this rotation, so I guess it would have been good still to go into this turn and be able to just fire off the Dokkan attack straight away here with Gohan, because we definitely would have done a pretty considerable amount of damage to Vegeta, but obviously it still works out alright in the end. So we've got a bunch of physical units on the rotation, so we go for the stun on the Kid Trunks. And we did get the 12 key super attack with Gohan as well, so we do have the potential to stun Vegeta, which would just be like an added bonus. Obviously, we ideally want to stun the Trunks, but we get the stun on Vegeta. If Goku can stun Trunks here, then there you go. That is exactly the kind of start to a new round that you want. So both of the enemies are stunned, which means we are completely free to maneuver on the next turn. Now, technically, in a way, it kind of hurts our damage output efficiency a little bit, because, of course, now Gohan can't get hit in slot 1 to fully proc his passive, but that's fine. I mean, he still does a reasonable amount of damage, and, of course, he does raise attack and defense on his super attack anyway, so he is slowly but surely building up. And then we managed to get a full 24 key super with Super Saiyan 4 Goku as well. So, I mean, there you go. He crit, did just over 1 million damage. Nothing too crazy, but still decent. Obviously, it's better for these no item runs attempts. You obviously want to try and favor defense and survivability over just going for crazy all-out attacks. So I would much rather be in a situation like this where Gohan does a little bit less damage, but the enemies are both stunned, so we literally can't take any damage. And Goku coming through with the additional super attack as well gets the crit. So Vegeta is almost halfway done already. So it's a very good start for the event here. Go ahead and use the B-Pan active skill. I potentially should have saved this watching it back here, because it looks like we are unable to get a super attack with Gohan again. So it's a little bit of a waste of the extra damage if we can't get a super attack with him. But we can get these, drop down those, and grab some same type orbs with Goku. Obviously, now that we're not worrying about the Dokkan gauge and trying to control it, I'll just prioritize picking up same type orbs as often as possible. Because, you know, just to get some free heals. And Gohan obviously tanks like a boss, doesn't take any damage here. We get super attacked by Trunks. 150k. So actually, to be fair, that's a little bit more damage than I would have been expecting. I think that's probably the single largest hit that we take in the entire run. But Stunner Goku obviously comes through, gets the stun on Trunks. You can see here what I was talking about, him not being the best defensively. Even having type advantage over Vegeta is taking like 35k from normal attacks. But Pan comes through with the double super and puts us back up to we're at what, like 65, 68% HP. So pretty solid. Trunks is stunned this turn, so we go for the active skill once again on Vegeta, because if we can crit here, we could potentially take him out, but no crit, still almost 1.5 million damage, not bad. And yeah, then put Gohan back in the middle here. And so I realise, of course, that Gohan does have type disadvantage against the Vegeta, but I really want to try and take him out this turn. So if he can come through with a crit, then he can potentially take him out. Vegeta is attacking in slot 1, so his full passive is going to be procced here. So he definitely has the potential to take him out. And then I pick up the same type orb with Goku just for that little bit of extra HP. But yeah, Gohan takes 11 damage. And then we have over 2.5 million attack stat. Unfortunately, no crit. And then here comes the super attack. Considering Gohan guards, it's pretty decent, only taking 100k. And then high school Gohan, no stun on the Kid Trunks. So we are almost at the finish line here. This 12 key super attack from Goku will still do pretty reasonable damage, but unfortunately no crit. I was going to say, even with a crit, Vegeta probably survives the turn. But fortunately, we are going into the Gohan rotation here, so even if we get supered on him, we know that he doesn't take that much damage. And then of course we have 2 Super Saiyan 4 Gokus on the team, so here comes active skill number 2. I think this one is very likely to take out Vegeta. Yeah, okay, if we get a crit for 2.2 million damage, then yeah, it's definitely over for him. So only Trunks is left. We've got Gohan in slot 1. We can get a full 24 key super with him. Whilst he doesn't have the chance to stun on his 18 key super, he does obviously do a lot more damage, and he does raise his attack and defense. So you'll notice, even though he's only taking 5k from the first normal attack, which is still more than good enough, after this super attack, he will take even less than that. So yeah, it just drops down to double-digit damage. So ideally, we stun here because we don't want a type disadvantage super on Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but Physical Goku here getting the crit and the additional super. Double supers, both with crits. And then, of course, in typical Super Battle Road fashion, the last one was a stun, even though it was the attack that actually finished him off. So, there you go. That is the Goku family stage of Super Battle Road, beaten with no items used. Definitely a little bit harder, probably higher on the scale of difficulty for the no item runs out of the new stages. But, of course, we got it done. So, there you go. That is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description. Feel free to join in the fun over there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.